We're on time talking, eh? What's up, guys? Welcome back to our YouTube page. So, for those of you that don't know, my name is Kellen. I'm the owner of Strada Performance. We are a performance shop based in Johannesburg, South Africa. So alongside Strada Performance, we are partnered with another 3 companies. It's called the 357, Envy Performance, and Mzansi Auto Spa. We're all under one roof. We all specialize in different things, but we won't get into that too much today as we're back here with our shop F80. So for those of you that watched our first video, we are back here with our Strada F80, the shop F80. As you saw in the first video, it was not very neat. It was not very tidy. And we've given it some time. Obviously, we've done some testing. We were happy with the results. And we came back and we neatened everything up a little bit and closed up the engine bay to look a lot more presentable. So as you guys remember, nothing was closed up on the car. The engine bay was completely exposed. So we started off, obviously, we put our carbon brace back on. We did have to cut it, opted for not building the turbo so low down. Also with the right-hand drive kits, it's very difficult to do so. I don't know if you guys remember me complaining about my wiring here. It doesn't look very neat. But we need to close everything up. It's all fixed. That friend of mine, Carl, came back and he hooked everything up. We then obviously closed up all the covers in the back. We put, this was here before. This is one thing that I haven't changed that I'd really like to change. I'm not a fan of this gold tape. The turbo, charge pipe, and the charge cooler, we sent it off to the guys from Cerakote Labs. They hooked us up with a nice black Cerakote finish. Obviously gives it a lot more sleek of a look, something that's, it's not in your face, but you know it's there. So I don't know if you remember from the previous video, we had some Audi straps holding in our water bottle, held on with the, we call them Audi straps. As you can see, it's properly bolted in again. We still have this huge space here, which I actually don't know what we're going to put there, but we'll find something that's going to look good and be effective. So we didn't only come back to show you what the engine bay looked like, we actually came back with some results. So for those of you that don't know, we are based in Johannesburg, South Africa, as I said before, but we are 1,500 meters above sea level. So we do struggle with the power that the vehicles produce because of the air up here in Johannesburg. So we decided to take a bit of a road trip with a few of our clients. We attended a race event at Dezzi Raceway in KZN. And we were very happy with the results that we got from both our shop F80 as well as all our clients and the cars that they came down with. So as you can imagine, with the altitude difference, we had to retune all the cars that we went there with. So we've got, Cheval with his Pure Stage 2 F80 M3 was one of the cars that we had to adjust for the altitude. We had my F80 single turbo. We had one of our clients have a big turbo or full frame turbo M340R, which really did impress us this weekend. We've got the Porsche Turbo S and yeah, F90 M5, as well as one of our clients with his stock turbo M340 full bolt-on mods did some impressive times as well. So we did go down a few nights earlier to obviously, as I said, get all these cars tuned and ready for the track on Saturday. And we did a little bit of testing, rolling runs with ourselves on the street. And yeah, Draggy helped us check and measure all our times. This car, I think in the last video I told you I got the best of a 5.0, 100 to 200. I did better that here in Johannesburg with our higher altitude, but that's for another video. The best we got in KZN, Durban, with the lower altitude was a 4.7, which was invalid downhill, and then a 4.9, which was more uphill. So if we do racer maths, it's pretty much a 4.8. The hybrid F80, I actually am not going to disclose the time. That's for him to post on their socials. The Porsche, however, that was very impressive. It draggied a 9.7 on the street, which is incredible. I think the 100 to 200 was somewhere in the half fours, mid to half fours, which is really impressive. The car's literally got a downpipe, the exhaust, a tune, and a little bit of 109. Well, a lot of 109. And the other cars, we didn't really do any many runs on the streets or on the Mexico. The 340 ran mid 300 to 200. Again, we don't really want to disclose too much, but it was fast. So off we went to the track Friday to drop off all our stuff there. It was where we were staying was like 150 k's from the track, so it was a bit of a drive. So on Friday we went there to drop off the cars. They were there on a truck. Obviously we loaded them back on before on the actually Friday morning at about 4 in the morning. We loaded the cars on the truck and we made our way down to the track and offloaded all our tools, all our gazebos, our tents, all that kind of stuff, and we're there to do some testing. Unfortunately, the track was not prepped and this car was an absolute handful. It would come out the line decently, as the last video we showed you, we've got boost bar gear. As soon as we put this car into 4th gear, it would light up 4th, 5th, and I didn't even try it in 6th. So we didn't get too much data from the track on the Friday with the rear wheel drive cars. However, the M340, I think it must have been about, like, as the track was about to close, we decided I'm going to take it for a run. The car was absolutely mental down there with the big turbo and the altitude. It really worked. We could get that car to come out super hot, actually too hot that we did not have enough tire for it. So the car ran a 9.6 on the Draggy. I'll actually show you the Draggy because no one will believe that I tapped off probably at about 350 meters and I touched the brakes and it ran a 9.6, which broke the SA record there and then. That was a 9.7 here in Joburg. A few weeks later here in Joburg, we did run a 9.4 with the car. We really do have that record by quite a big gap at the moment. Okay, so here's the Draggy for the M340. As you can see, 966, 100 to 200 is pretty decent. If you look there at the 1,000 foot, 221, which was pretty strong. If you look at the quarter mile, 216. As you can see, the 0 here for the G-force went down, obviously, when we touched the brakes. So yeah, we were very impressed with the 340, very happy. Unfortunately, on the day, we didn't get a lot of runs. This event was super busy. It was a huge turnout. Great for exposure, but we struggled to get runs in. I myself only did 3 runs. Many of our customers only did 3 runs. I think one of them got a 4th run in. And unfortunately, we did not have the time or the track to better our cars and our clients' cars. Okay, so this event was about 3-4 weeks ago. Wrote everything down on my phone so I could explain it to you guys in a bit of detail. We did have a little bit of problems with the Draggies. I've never experienced a problem with the Draggy myself. I've always heard of people experiencing the low stats or times not matching, and first time ever I actually experienced it myself, and so did our clients. So the Porsche, as I told you, we ran a 9.7 on the street. However, at the track it was a little bit hotter, so the car was pulling back a bit. Our client ran a 10.08 on Draggy and a 10.17 on the track. So it's nearly 0.1 of a second off. It is close enough, but again, we normally find that the track is faster than the Draggy. We were all running in the one lane, the left-hand lane. The right lane was very bumpy. I still had the same traction problems in the right-hand lane the next day when the track was prepped. So we all stuck basically to the left-hand lane, or most of us did. We then had Cheval with his pure turbo F80 M3. He ran a best time of a 10.28 on the track. And the car, literally, we're struggling with the gearbox. He's got the Datsun clutches, and as soon as he launches, the car dies, and then it absolutely flies. So he ran a 10.28 on the track, and the Draggy was a 10.17. So again, the Draggy went faster than the track. our client with his M5. It's a stock turbo M5. It's got full bolt-ons. It runs on E40. He ran a 10.2. He backed it up with another 10.2. It was his best ever, his personal best for the weekend. He unfortunately didn't have a draggy. XM, the big SUV, XM, Griselda. That's what we call it. Yeah, we've actually got some hoodies, Griselda with the XM on it. The XM ran a 11.77 on the draggy and a 11.9 on the track. So all these cars were going faster on the draggy than on the track. We had our big turbo M340. Unfortunately, not much draggy data. We did run a 3.800 to 200. We weren't getting the car off the line. As soon as we were launching it, we're hitting the kick down switch and I kept putting the car back into first. And yeah, just no luck on the day. We did, however, get the highest exit speed of the day was 247. And that's very fast for that track because the braking distance is very, very, very short. So yeah, let's talk about the Strada F80. That's what the video is for. I did leave it to the end for a reason. We took our single turbo out, our first run at the track on the Saturday. The track wasn't prepped yet. They were just trying to put some rubber down. We ran a 10.5. Draggy didn't connect for some reason, but yeah. We then went again around, and I think after waiting like an hour and a half to get to the front of the line, they decided they're going to prep. So one set of cars went before I did. So I was a bit skeptical of going on the new track prep because obviously it hadn't gotten into the track yet and it wasn't super sticky. So as I launched, the car died because my launch control was obviously set very low because of the previous runs having no traction. As soon as the car went into second gear, I must have hit like a wet spot of the track part that was still settling in and it completely lit up. The car ran another 10.5. The draggy showed on that run, if I'm not mistaken, showed a 10, that was a 10.5.1. The draggy showed like a 10.5.8. So my car now, the draggy was going a little bit slower than the track. We got one last final run in before they closed the track. We managed to run a 997 with our single turbo kit. This car previously did run a 991 with the hybrid turbo setup. It did have a lot more, let's say, track prep go into it. This event again was a bit rushed, as well as the tuning that side did take us a little bit longer. And yeah, first event out, we ran a 997. However, on the draggy, it showed a 10.11. Obviously, we're going to claim the faster time. The track was there. That's what everyone was using that day. And as we saw, the draggy was up and down. I mean, I was going right like 10 minutes after the one car. The track didn't change. No one had bumped any of the beams. The track was exactly the same and the times were differing. We were struggling a lot to connect to the draggy. I did reach out to Draggy Motorsport themselves, and they did tell me there is a possibility that the draggy could have been wrong or had a bit of issues. It does say valid. It didn't say anything about low stats. Whether it ran a 997 or 10.11, I'm super impressed with the time or the fun that we had with this car, the way it handled everything we threw at it. It took a lot of abuse on the tuning side. We did a lot of runs to make sure that the car was basically indestructible. So before we close off the video, we just want to let you guys know that we're not complaining about draggy or the way that it works. I'm a big believer in draggy, and that's why I had to bring this issue up. There's a lot of people, I can't talk about around the world. I don't know enough in that racing scene, but I know there's a lot of people around our city, our country, that, you know, we run times at the track. We don't post the draggies. Sometimes we post the draggies when they're faster. we're always going to choose the faster one. It's just like human nature. You'd always want to believe your car is as fast as what the fastest time slip shows. I do believe the Draggy backing it up, it's definitely important. However, the reception is always a big problem. But this isn't the last time we're going to race this car, obviously. We don't intend on going to 1 event, 2 events, 3. We intend on going to as many events as possible to prove durability on our kits and what we do here at Strada Performance. So we do have another event coming up. It's probably going to be the last event on a stock engine. This time we're going to battle it out with our higher altitude, 1,500 meters above the sea level. See if we can put it a little bit deeper in the nines. See if we can get this car to absolutely take more and more and more punishment and just stay together. So guys, we are trying to grow our YouTube page. Thank you guys for watching. We hope to see you guys on the next video. Please do like, share and subscribe. It really does help us. Thank you.